Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of a Grimecast. Today we're playing
Shoot Many Robots!
Joining us today is...
Coinbeener.
Browbeat.
Kaya.
And you guys know me as Nutchucks. Alright, so what are we drinking?
Well, I think it says George dicked his rye. Is that correct?
Yes, George dicked his rye. That is painful.
Coin, what does it actually say?
George Dickel Rye Whiskey Charcoal Mellowed by George A. Dickel & Co.
Fantastic. Pretty well rated, apparently. We haven't sampled this yet. How about we give our impressions based on what we taste in the next few seconds here?
These are really full.
Yes, they are.
Damn
This is
Russians.
intentional. Na zdrowie.
Zdrowie.
First time I saw that name for this rye, all I thought of was the race car driver, Dick Trickle. Just the name Dickel for some reason.
It's the southern in you.
It is.
And that's
Pretty sweet, actually.
Yeah. Has a cinnamon aftertaste.
Sminnamin.
My nose is shot from the Louisiana,
See, you guys
bowl of
could,
peanuts.
are articulate enough to explain what you're tasting. Me?
Yeah,
I'm just
stop
like
drinking Evan Williams. It's very simple.
It's just whiskey.
Diversified.
Vodka. Has that aftertaste where it just
What do you mean,
categorizes it.
Sir, you need to be more specific. Cayenne pepper vodka.
Exactly.
Oh.
This is actually my first time having any alcohol with color in it in the last year. I've
What?
only been drinking clear alcohols in the last year.
Is that
What do you
during
call
work?
all mango?
No, in general, other than the wine.
Well, is that like getting rid of red meat? Like it just helps you with your system, or is it just your
No, I
preference?
had a really bad experience last Halloween. I ended up in the hospital.
So now you just fill up your water
Yes.
bottles with
Bourbon.
clear alcohol?
Yeah.
Wait, hold on here. This is rye whiskey, gentlemen. I will be back in 2 seconds. We're going to try a thing called a pickleback here in a few seconds.
Oh, shit. Let's do it.
What he means is he has a
Really?
guy waiting on the other side of the glory hole in the bathroom.
It's a very dirty term they use out there in the backwoods.
Really?
No. I mean, would you be surprised, honestly?
No.
Coin, what do you see me doing here while Chucks gets the fixins?
Shooting stupid robots.
Are there a lot of them?
What is this, like Mario, the R-rated version?
Why not? R-rated Mario.
A complete side-scroller.
The Cylons are attacking.
Yes, the Cylons. You've been heavy to the Cylons recently. You love them
Robots,
Cylons.
actually. I'm afraid of robots. I mean, Terminator Salvation, freaking Battlestar Galactica, iRobot, like, it's got to get you thinking. iRobots are just... Anything I
That's,
sucks,
Asimov, isn't it?
actually.
iRobot is, yes. But he's thinking more like sentient machines made to kill.
Yes.
Hey, on a segue, because I'm on this shit so hard right now, let's talk about briefly, about the fear of robots in science fiction universes.
Is there an actual fear of robots? Kind of like clowns? There's a fear of clowns?
Of
People
course.
like are in
Of course.
Channel?
Well, Coin, how many science fiction franchises have you seen where it's the future, you think, humanity survives, and they have a simple rule: don't make artificial intelligence anymore. Don't ever do that again. Don't ask questions, just don't do it.
Movies and shows, a few.
Okay, like what?
Where's that? El Machete or El Machini or El Machine?
Ex Machina?
Yes, there you go.
Jesus. Okay, yeah, sure.
Robophobia.
A what?
Robophobia. It's a real
Robophobia?
thing.
Never heard of it.
The fear of
What is-
robots and
Wow.
androids.
Terminator, Battlestar Galactica, iRobot,
Oh, hang on.
movies, shows.
Doctor
Those were made by people.
Doctor Who, really?
Who. Yeah, the Dalek.
Yeah, but that was
The Daleks
solely
are robots.
based on robots.
Oh, they
The
are.
Daleks
They're
are not
aliens.
robots. Yes,
What,
they are
what are the robots though? I can't remember the names.
the Cybermen.
Thank you. That was the easy
One of the
name.
most generic names they have. That's the one.
Always the simple things that you never think of, like password, man, your password.
But if
Correct.
you recognize it's all... Well, besides Terminator was just a program that decided to destroy.
Not even destroy. Just it did some math and realized, people aren't really the best thing right now.
Eagle Eye was
Didn't see
actually
that one.
artificial intelligence.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Uh,
I'm talking more like maybe
Well,
science
Eagle
fiction
Eye-
series or something more.
Eagle Eye, if you don't mind a spoiler
Go
alert.
for it, yeah.
It was
Michael Bay,
a system the
let's do
government made
it. Yeah,
to protect the country.
This one was Shia LaBeouf.
Yes.
that's the one.
And
Shia, decent actor.
it actually, the artificial intelligence, the country did a drone attack on a citizen and didn't approve because of the percentage amount that the actual target was the actual person.
Like, if you put those words back
It
together...
was like a certain amount of percentage that this
bombing
is
enough
the actual
enemies.
person. So you risked innocent lives to take out this person. So then it went to the Constitution that the government actually implanted in the system. And then somehow said, hey, this ain't right. You are committing laws. You need to be...
Close.
Sorry.
Those words are related, but the one you meant
Little
maybe
buzz,
was
right?
not.
So you're committing crimes.
Every day I commit laws. Every day I commit laws.
There you go. You're committing
I'm gonna
bad
break
laws.
laws.
You're committing bad
Crime
laws. Socially unacceptable laws.
Oh.
So, you know, where I need to take you out of power. It's my, it's actually my right as a person, even though you're not a person.
To law, yes. To commit laws. Good.
Anyway, so then Skynet's the same way. Cylons rebelled because they were enslaved. iRobots felt they needed a higher need, so they decided to
iRobots?
revolt.
Literal EYE robots?
You never seen the movie with Will Smith?
iRobot.
Oh, I know what you mean.
But they
Just
broke the 3
taking the
rules
piss out
of...
of you.
That's
They
the same
can't-
thing with the Constitution.
You can't break the 3 rules of Asimov's...
You can if you get that
Laws of
one.
robotics.
Robotics.
Yeah, you can.
You
I
can
know.
if you get that one
What is-
justification that overrides everything else.
Rule 1 of Asimov's laws of robotics is they can't kill humans.
Please continue. I want to hear your version of this so bad.
I don't remember the other 2. I just remember 1.
I just don't hurt people and
They can't kill themselves, and that was one of the things. Because there's a story that Asimov wrote about this before he
Okay.
did iRobot.
Okay. Law 1 is a synthetic being cannot cause a human, will not harm a human
This smells familiar.
through
Pickle
action
juice.
or inaction.
Oh, yes.
On the second law, action or inaction, it cannot allow human to come to harm. And law 3 is it will try to protect itself so long as it does not come in conflict with laws 1 or 2.
Yes.
So
There's a
if it
story
does
that he
something
wrote.
and a human suffers, bad.
That's the thing. It's always that one little fine thread that goes in between. If that makes sense, it's always that one justification.
You're either too drunk or not drunk enough.
Okay.
Slam down this pickle.
Same with Eagle Eye.
Cork
Okay.
case.
Cork.
It did the right thing. It calculated the probabilities of the target being, the enemy, but it was too low of a calculation, and the government took a risk. However, it felt that a government changed because this government was being, erratic or, breaking laws. It was not in there for the people. So the Constitution that was programmed in the mind, it read part of the Constitution where... And this is what the Supreme Court's about too. It's where that
Are you
part of the
saying checks and
Constitution
balances?
where there is a yes or a no, a right and a wrong. And that artificial intelligence felt that it was right, so then it had to sequester the specific member that it felt was the perfect leader for it, and then destroy the rest of the government. That was that was Eagle Eye. I got I'm terrible at it.
Lie.
So many robots here.
Igloo.
Anyway, long story short, the whole point of
So what you're saying is you mixed a lot of these movies up. So people are committing laws on Eagle, on iEagle.
Eagle. There's always some sort of
The
justification.
premier Internet Explorer.
That's the thing too. You could be a robot. You could not. There's always some sort of
I could
constitute.
be a robot. You could be a robot.
Interpret.
You could be a robot.
So
you
now
could
we're
always
getting into-
interpret the Constitution or whatever laws you have.
Okay.
Same with iRobot. The
Go
3
coin.
laws.
Coin.
If one,
Where's your pickle juice?
it's right behind me.
Grab the
Get it.
pages.
All right.
So before we do this, I
That's how
will
drunk I am right
explain
here.
and then
To the right.
Damn.
To the right.
to the
There you
left.
go.
Well, I had Dr. Pepper there. That was a second chaser.
To explain what a pickleback is, ladies and gentlemen, is a shot of whiskey with backed behind pickle juice. So you pound back the whiskey first, then pound back the pickle juice, and that way it negates itself. It tastes
saying-
like water.
Pound. Do not hold. Pound.
Drink it and drink this. If
Kinda
you-
like
Breath
salt.
out first, right?
Oh no. You
No?
just do it. Actually, what you want to be real hardcore, you just take them both in your mouth at the same time and just pound it. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, take a breath in between and then
Can you sip
So-
them
Breathe
together?
out.
you can try.
Take the shot.
I'm
Is
gonna
it kind of
try.
like salt and
Oh, what?
Oh yeah.
Jaeger pickle?
Ready, set?
Jaeger pickle. So let's do this. Nazarovia.
No.
Nazarovia.
Yeah.
I just taste pickle juice.
That's the point. You never get the strong sudden taste. I actually
Okay,
put
you
too
said
much
it tastes
taste.
like
does.
water though.
It hides a lot. It
hides
hides
a
a
lot.
lot.
It really does, yeah.
And that's the whole point. So that's how the fun story for everybody.
I feel cheated.
I took 15 of those on my 21st birthday and managed to
I can see how.
pee and puke at the same time. And puked over my piss, so that's a talent that I don't know many people can do.
Reminds me of that time I had to pay rent.
But to make myself, you stated something here.
You had to do
seconds
weird
ago,
things to pay rent.
about, I can't remember what you were saying. You referenced, God damn it, Terminator. I'm starting to talk.
iRobot and
You said
Eagle-Eye.
you mentioned that, but what you were talking about sounded more
There's
like
always some
you
sort
never
of-
knew what was real and what wasn't, who was a robot and what. My first interpretation, God damn it, what is the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie where he goes to Mars?
Try again.
Arnold Schwarzenegger movie
You
where
can
Was
do
it
it. You
Arnold
can do it. You
Schwarzenegger?
can do it.
Uh,
Total Recall.
Total Recall, thank you.
Oh.
Yes.
Nothing like the book, by the way.
Did he go to Mars?
He does. That's what he
Quite
was
with Mars.
implanted, but you never know which one's real and which one isn't.
The
But there was
clone.
there's another movie he did in the early 2000s with
No clones.
Jamie Lee Curtis where there's a clone, and that's what you find out you're following
No.
all the time.
It wasn't Jamie Lee Curtis.
Who was it? I'm so bad at remembering.
True Lies was the movie you're thinking of.
Yeah.
No, True
That's
Lies.
what
I know
I'm
she was in
thinking.
it, but who was the wife in that movie that I'm talking about?
It doesn't matter.
That does not matter. But pretty much what you find out is that you're following the robot the whole time, and you find out he's not a robot, a clone.
A fleshbot.
He's a fleshbot, a fleshlight, fleshbot.
What?
What's
What
going
are
on
you
here?
doing?
Oh my god!
It seems you never take off your watch coin. Ever.
Ever.
Like ever.
Why is your watch so smooth and lotiony, sir?
That's not
Are
lotion.
you,
It goes
are you
places.
just tanned, or is that like from losing circulation?
No, probably both. I am beautifully tan, surprisingly. It took me forever to learn, but I do tan well. So the color-wise, I am tan. But the watch has gotten tighter, so
You've gained
the
weight,
feeling
yeah.
of it...
You have. Your jowls, they have
So
volume.
if you just took the watch off for a while, your skin would probably go back to this color.
Well, it wouldn't be red, but it would still show very light color. So this is how tan I am. Same with the shirt. I mean, I don't know.
Do you go to a
That's-
tanning booth, or do you lay outside?
I
How
wish
do
I
you
did.
get the tan?
As a woman, you should know there's a distinctive color between actual fake tan and real tan. This
You're
is-
orange if you're fake.
That's a spray tan. That's different.
Good point. I mean,
You can tan in a booth, and I mean, if you tan a lot, you'll get. I mean,
So, Sharda, it is kind of hard to show a woman, a non-tan spot in these days,
Mm-hmm.
but this is tan.
and
okay,
for
so
an
it's
Italian
like
person,
from
you're
working
pale.
and stuff like that.
Well,
I expect more olive skin on you, sir.
Yes.
when I went to Hawaii, I was much darker. So, tan-wise, yeah. And then the red is just because I drink too much. But to go back to
I eagle.
I ego.
robots taking over.
Robophobia.
Yes,
Yes.
robophobia. Go for it.
Go.
Go.
You said to go back to it, and all of a
He's
sudden you
stuck
stopped.
in his own jacket.
Darn it, he asked me about robots, so I just went on a long spill about robots.
You didn't get very far, but fine.
No, Doctor Who though. That's a great one. with
That's the
robots.
one I don't know, and that's one show I didn't watch, so...
Doctor Who's a good show from what I've seen. I've only seen up to the beginning of the Matt Smith.
Of course,
Doctor Who.
Browbeat has something
Are
to
you
knock
drawing
about the
from
most...
The game or Doctor Who?
There's a game?
Doctor
The
Who.
game he's
Oh.
playing.
Doctor Who. It's a show that the parent country that spawned it said, maybe we're done. But the US is like, yeah, this is amazing! There's a lot of really cool ideas. But the show itself, as a show, I don't know. But please, continue.
No, it's just a good show with the has robots in it. That's all I'm saying. That's all I
Because
had.
we always get everything late. So
We do.
By the time it's already finished.
Would you say that it's a retarded scheduled release?
Well, I mean, the original Doctor Who was out in the '60s, so yeah. I mean, if we got those just now,
Was it
it's a
really?
little- yeah.
One of my chief gripes is things like, well, the Doctor was written in to have a limited number of reincarnations. Those were
Which was
seasons. Yeah. We've exceeded that since.
Yeah, we just got our first female Doctor, who would be the 13th,
Mm-hmm.
which then breaks Isaac's. I'm kidding. Asimov's laws of robotics. Oh God. No. Yeah, it breaks the logic behind everything. But they've written off like 2 or 3 Doctors because of producers are infighting between the network.
Well,
and
right,
the
because
actor.
production matters. But the things that are introduced, like Daleks, like the Weeping Angels and the Shadows. Wait, that's Babylon 5. Never mind. The point
The
being,
angels are good.
they have these things, Cybermen. They have thematic elements that just repeat and play well. They establish a formula and a presence. The identity of the show is strong, and people love the identity, and I get that.
So, as a game I've been playing, XCOM 2
Okay.
has cybernetics.
It does, but it doesn't have autonomous cybernetics. It has drones. But does it have full-on free-thinking robots?
You know what does?
What's that?
Come on. You guys are not
Robots?
too familiar. And you
Terminator?
make fun of me.
You're
Madden.
jumping subjects, but fine. Let's say Battlestar.
Yes, thank you.
Battlestar Galactica has free-thinking robots that were,
Remake.
say, made by
Remake.
humans, right? Initially?
Okay, so
Just like the Geth from Mass Effect.
okay,
They're
so
made by a race.
it depends on the comics from back then. One of the actors from the original show tried to revive it and made a bunch of books, comics, and try to revive the show.
Okay.
One of the comics is, the biggest thing. The humans try to make robotics as a war machine, and they turn against and rebel.
Well, made really good soldiers. Soldiers said, why am I fighting for you?
Yep. And then
Let me fight for me.
rebel. And they had a soul, a conscience. That was the whole thing about the show.
There's a difference between a soul and a conscience.
There is. I will agree with
Very
this.
huge difference between a soul
Yeah,
and a
maybe I
conscience.
said it. So
no,
there
like,
was a
in
there
the
was a
writer's block,
sci-fi
the
show.
So,
writer
sir, if that's your
says-
case, you're saying gingers are humans and not robots, like I always believed, because they have no soul. But they have a conscience.
There was an anatomy to it.
An Anatomy of a Conscience.
Yes.
Good book.
Yes.
So in the remake, it shows that Cylons, the machines, were actually
Please,
mimic
prefer the term synthetics.
were mimic humans biologically. And I can't think of the
So they
term.
had
Not in an
organs.
OG show.
Yes, had organs, had a mechanical brain, but
They're
yet had
androids.
organs and blood.
They're
everything.
androids.
They're remakes of humans.
So they're
Troll models.
androids.
No, the replicants.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's offensive nowadays. I'm sorry. Replicants.
Anyway.
I do identify as a synthetic. Thank you very much.
So that was different. A human body looking, or I'm sorry, a robot looking
What did they want?
human.
What did they want? What was their logic or drive behind life? Same as ours or different?
It's actually a spoiler alert to the show, but
Well, fine. Wait, the OG show from the 70s? Huge spoiler.
okay, so
Or the shot from the Oz that is not considered to be old.
it was
but it is.
revamped by like 120% from the show,
Okay.
the original show, the
Okay,
remake.
So they revamped it more than...
Okay, so the
Like, we
remake
took the
was
show and we added
Revamped the
20%
revamp.
more.
it was the same thing as Star Trek. The show didn't last that long in '78. It was '78 to '80. Didn't last that long because of Star Wars.
Yeah, but Gene Roddenberry did something that, Battlestar Galactica...
Okay, Gene Roddenberry only lasted 2 seasons.
Yeah, but he
The
also
same.
introduced, diversity and
No.
the time of when there
Gene
was...
Roddenberry offered problem solving and
He did not
diversity.
put a black person in that show. It was just different things and stuff. No, he did diversity.
Gene Roddenberry
The
introduced problem solving was one. That was one big thing about the
Problem
show.
solving's been around since the Greek times there, sir. He didn't definitely do that.
You know what I'm talking about.
I know what you mean.
Problem solving. Like, kill them
Xenology.
all! That's a problem solving.
Xenology.
I thought William Shatner's thing in that was banging everything. It wasn't kill 'em all, it was bang 'em all.
No,
Probably
Kirk's
was.
thing was that. Shatner was like, how about we find a way for these species to communicate? No, Kirk, you need to bang that thing. Okay.
You
I'll
have
do
to be
it,
that good-looking
because
white guy.
I'm an actor.
This is going to get you far. It's going to get you right to Officer T.J. Hooker.
He couldn't
I
be
like going
black, but he could.
places.
But okay, so
He also had a very
Star
lucrative
Trek
singing
only
career.
lasted 2 seasons, right?
Yep.
And then went become
Better
bigger
than
later
Gundam.
on. Same thing with Galactica.
Gundam's better.
It lasted a couple years, comics, books, whatever, and then remake in
But-
2004.
Comic books or comic books?
Comic books?
There's a distinction?
There's
The
a-
inflection tells me there's a difference.
There is a difference. There's
No,
a
no,
between
no,
a
no, no.
comic book and
Higgs
comic
Comics is
books.
a series.
Because a comic book is a book that is
He's
comedic.
comparing
A
to.
comic book...
Shucks, you're stretching on this.
I'm not understanding on this one.
You just made a hyphen in there. I'm just giving you shit, sir.
Did I?
You were like comic.
Did I put the
books.
hyphen right there?
Yeah, you were like comic books.
The
Okay.
funny papers, you know.
Yeah.
You sure that wasn't a comma?
Comic books, yes, that's the
Comic
thing.
book. Coma books. Gotcha. Books for people who comas. Gotcha. Great reads.
Anyway, long story short, the series couldn't revive comic-wise, book-wise, show-wise, until 2004. So, and then it just totally went on steroids, like everything else. Like Star Wars in Episode 1, like Star Wars in Star Wars New Generation, or like
Star Wars New Generation?
Yes.
Star Trek New Generation?
No,
Star
no,
Trek.
no, no.
Shit,
He means the Star
shit.
Wars thing.
This is a TV show that I've never seen.
We're
You're right.
No, episode 7 onwards is Star Wars New Generation.
You're right, I combined both of those.
Yes,
That was
you did.
terrible.
What is the game from the? It was based off. I can't remember the book. It was an N64 game by Star Wars, and the whole thing was based off a book. It was the book right after Episode 6. I do not remember the name of that. So if somebody knows what it is and know what I'm talking about,
Rogue
please.
One?
It's probably Dark Forces.
No, I don't think it's Dark Forces. It might be Dark Forces. I'll have to look it up.
Does it involve Kyle Katarn?
I don't know the character's name. I just remember I loved playing it, and I had no clue what was going on.
Okay, that's fair to say.
That's how
Look
most of my
for it.
childhood was. Like, what is this? And I have no idea what's going
It's
on.
got a thingamabobber on it, and it's real cool.
It got this big yelling Yeti, a Sasquatch majigger.
I'm gonna get this My Little Piggy here.
My Little Piggy, is that like a ripoff of My Little Pony?
No, it's a machine gun.
Crap, I have no idea where we're going with this.
Okay.
Automaton Nation or something like that? I don't even know if that's
Something
an actual
about,
word.
well, it started off with robots, then went on to sci-fi terrible shows that became big later on, and then now it's become...
Well, let's talk about Shadows of the Empire, ladies and gentlemen.
That sounds like a Babylon 5.
It's a Star Wars
Episode.
game. It's the game I played when I was a kid.
Really?
Yep.
I played Rogue One when I was a kid. I was a normal
But
kid.
it takes place. It
A
actually
Rogue
takes place.
Squadron. You played that.
I thought it was... Oh, shit!
You thought a lot of things are.
Damn, I gotta stop thinking.
Yeah.
Damn it, that was a cool N64 game.
It was.
But you've been talking a lot about comic books here, there, sir, and with
I thought I was talking about robots.
you were, but you mentioned comic books a lot in that thing. Like you said,
Star Wars had comics in between the 70s
Lots of them.
and 2000.
And
that was a
comics.
big thing
Battlestar
in the 80s.
Galactica
So
and
the 80s
maybe
and
Star
early
Wars.
80s and early 90s had a lot of things like that, where they had comic books made out of things because comic books were the big thing. But a lot of people then were buying a lot of comic books just to save them up for like resale value.
Do you
Like-
think people make comics just to revamp the name?
No.
Yeah, of course.
Try to bring it back
Use
to
an
life?
IP.
I mean, no,
Doesn't
those-
make money. Make something out of it.
Star
Well,
Wars?
Well, if that was the case, no. I mean, early 90s was that way. Like, what can we do that was going to shock people to buy a lot of comic books? I know. Let's kill Superman.
I don't know. Let's talk to Todd McFarlane. Todd, what do you got?
We're gonna make a thing-
there could be like
Well, Batman.
blood.
Batman. How
Batman.
many years in... Actually, that's perfect for comics.
Okay.
Batman, original series, came out when? TV-wise.
TV-wise, original series, 1966, 1971.
How many
Or
comics
67, excuse me.
were you think? How many comics do you think were made in between the 70s on to when Tim Burton made Batman?
15 years later? 17? 16? 16 years later? You did it in 87, so 20 years later? Sorry, I'm bad at math there.
What was the time in between Tim Burton Batman movies and Frank Miller Batman?
4 or 5
Comics.
years. 4 or 5 years.
And Frank was ahead?
Frank
He
was
earlier?
ahead. Yeah. So Tim Burton based his off the gritty, but they used the wrong character. They used Michael Keaton, fatter, older Batman. He's like, I like the Dark Knight Returns, the grittiness of everything of it. And it's a really well written
They should have
book.
used Brian Dennehy? What? For fatter, older Batman? Like, I'm fucking
Marlon
sick of
Brando.
this.
Marlon Brando.
That would have been a little more extremist, but maybe more comic-y, you're right.
Yes, I mean you're gonna have to look
What
at
about
it.
Nick Nolte as Batman? Try that.
See, what would have been better is because then you would have had Kal-El's dad as Batman. Because Kal-El's dad in the original Superman series was
Is
Marlon
Marlon Brando. Yes.
And fun fact about that, by the way, he never memorized his lines, so his whole lines he's reading and he's staring at the child is his lines. So he has cards in there that he's reading and what he's supposed to say.
You have traveled here across the universe.
Yes.
You have a great destiny ahead of you. Can I get a fucking drink in here?
But Tim Burton used the Dark Knight. This was Dark Knight Returns. Dark Knight Returns as the premise behind his as more grittier. But he used also the campiness of it. That's why when Michael Schumacher took over,
It was
Joel
the
Schumacher.
truest. Joel Schumacher series, the truest to the original Adam West.
Adam
Batman.
West, the closest thing to it. I mean,
Yeah.
they had bat nipples.
Yeah, and I mean, just the overall camp and cheese of everything, it's all over the top.
But
And that
what-
is so comic book. I love it.
What hurt Joel though with being a good movie was like, we already made all this stuff. You gotta make Batman this way.
We made these toys, sell these.
Yeah, you gotta sell this.
Oh,
like, ah,
no.
shit. But also when Frank Miller wrote The Dark Knight Returns, he just got off of Man Without Fear, which is Daredevil, which is now the new series Daredevil is based off of.
Man Without Fear?
Man Without
Or
Fear.
The Fear
the first
Without
season.
Man.
Fear Without Man. Either way works, I guess. But they're darker, grittier times of the comic book series. And in the early 90s, they were like, well, a lot of these aren't selling for the stories, they're selling for resale value, like people wanting to resell this. So a lot of comic books cheesiness, like I said. What can we do to resell things? Now, out of this, some great things were done in the 80s and 90s. You have Days of Future Past, like I said, Man Without Fear, The Dark Knight Returns, The Killing Joke.
Days of Future Past were written when?
The 80s, I believe, or early 90s.
And we got the movie when?
2000s.
Yeah. No, 2010s.
2000.
It's always
How
comics
crazy
before
is that?
Because
35 years to work a script.
So many different things that happened in between. I might be wrong on that, by the way, on when the release date is. I think it's actually early 90s.
So you're saying the
It took a while
art of making films is hurt by the business of making films. The art of making stories, really.
So they make comics along
There's
to
so
fill that
many,
void in between
so
films.
many story arcs that you have to think about, especially with X-Men, with it being the best-selling comic book franchise for a while, and they outsold in the early 90s. They were the best-selling comic book. Even what helped them the most was that they had a TV series that was pretty kick-ass until you got to like the last season. It's
You remember the theme song till this day, don't you?
Yeah, I know it.
That's the one.
Yep. It's a good theme song. Only behind the Power Rangers, just because it's super fucking awesome.
Yes, I agree with this.
81, excuse me.
81. Still, 35 years
35 to 30, yeah.
to turn out a film. That was mediocre.
Well, you gotta think. I mean, the way they did it,
Try and be first class. Logan comes close.
Logan, what they use that off of, they can't use completely because,
Yes,
you know,
Old Man Logan was a whole different thing.
oh yeah, and I wish they would have, and man, that would have been great.
I don't know.
I think that would have been a good one. Watching him bust out of the Hulk would have been amazing.
If Del Toro handled the project,
Good
I
point.
agree with you.
Him
But
or,
he did not.
Oh god.
Who?
George Romero. We could just like throw George Romero in there.
Well,
just
no.
for
Because
the
George
life
Romero would it'd be a whole different thing. It would be about the bleak apocalypse, right? I guess kind of works.
Good point.
But with Guillermo, it would be world-ending, sure, but there was a lot more fable charm within it.
I mean, you gotta think, there's a lot of blood in that. So, I mean,
Not
if you're
that much.
there's a lot of...
Compared to Machete.
No, I mean the movie, like comic book. Like a lot of deaths. Like Red
Yeah.
Skull getting his head cut off with Captain America's shield is pretty, bloody. So if I'm thinking...
Poetic, I'd
I'm
say?
thinking they need a team up between Quentin Tarantino and Tim Burton. Not Tim Burton, excuse me, Michael Bay.
Eli Roth?
Yeah, good point. I forgot about Hostel. Yeah, you got me there.
Well, I was thinking about Inglourious Basterds when he made the surprising acting role turn.
Oh, that's right. He was in that, wasn't he?
He was the bear Jew.
He was. I completely forgot about that.
Everyone did.
Yeah,
He did a good job, though.
He did. He did a very good job for a movie I've only seen bits and pieces of.
Everybody dropping their phones.
Fuck it.
though.
I'm joining in.
Do it. Oh,
Yeah.
the drop.
But you gotta think.
You see the backside?
Old Man Logan, very good written. Like, hey, here's what happened. Here's what Wolverine's going through.
How many issues?
I believe it's only like 6 or 7. It's not very long.
So, okay, you could filmify that.
But then there's multiple universes, and then you find out what happens, and like Doctor Doom has the Thor hammer, so there's multiple universes. So there's the
Whoa.
You
Did
get
he use
deeper
it?
later on. Yeah,
Did he wield it?
Yeah, he wields it. He has
How?
everything. I don't remember.
How is he virtuous enough? The hammer's like, yeah, you
Mine's
cool.
pretty simple. His is plain.
We're comparing cases now.
It's also cracked.
Yeah.
Mine's the only one's
Damage.
customized. I win.
Yeah, she wins.
Continue.
Hey, wait,
It's the
mine's
only one
stars.
against reality.
9.
Oh, you want the bride?
8.
7?
Ty, you're welcome to sit out if you want to.
Pickle juice or no pickle juice? Anybody?
Pickle juice.
Pickle juice.
I want to feel it.
I love pickle juice.
No pickle juice.
The smell of it's really good.
It is.
Everybody's like,
I
I'll take-
like brine on its own, but it robs me of the feel of the actual nectar, if you will.
So, are you understanding the whole comic book movie revamp?
Yes, comic books exist to keep existing. Comic books exist to push on more
Yes.
issues.
Thank
Movies
you.
exist to put asses in seats for the most part.
Movies do not do comic books justice. The
No.
only way you
Well,
can
nor
do
can
it
you. Nor can you. There's
But
too
it
much
only
shit.
keeps it
There's so much
in
going
mind.
on. There's nothing going on.
It only keeps it alive.
Look at these faces. You know these faces? They exist to be in still images going, wow, that's inspiring. The physique is perfect. The colors are vibrant. I want to be this person. and then you watch them do stuff, and they just kind of talk like a teenager.
But it's
Or
amazing
just
how
read
many
the
shows
forums. Yeah.
in between big gaps from original to revamp.
Uh-huh.
And I call it revamp. And
Okay.
when I say revamp, I mean Star Wars original from Star Wars Episode 1, Battlestar Galactica, Star Wars, Batman,
Batman, which Batman?
Superman.
Wait,
Batman!
Man
from
Bat.
Adam West to Tim Burton. Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton. I will say Michael Keaton will forever be my movie Batman. Adam West
But
is always TV.
is
Batman.
there a difference? 20-year difference.
Yeah, it
so-
was camp. So
That's what I'm saying, though.
Adam West was used as a satire of the comic book industry and the society in that time. So if you look at the comic book industry in the 50s and 60s,
Comics
you
were
had the comic
before.
books.
I get you.
Well, no, comic books is the comic book code. Put a lot of. No one else has any alcohol, by the way. I've only been able to do pickle juice.
Fail.
Continue. Here, I'll talk if you pour, sir. So I can. So what happened is you have the comic code of approval that came into the 1950s. The only person to defend himself was the guy who wrote Tales from the Crypt, by the way, which is getting revamped. I'm super stoked to see. I was scared of the show when I was a kid because of the Crypt Keeper, but as an adult, I'm going to be super, super excited. Also, another good TV show
You
coming
got
out.
one right here.
I do. I have my own personal Crypt Keeper in Coin. Another TV show
Fucker.
coming out that I think everybody should watch if you're into creepypastas. Channel Zero. I showed you. You watched one episode with me. It was
You was who? Coin.
Coin. Me and Coin were watching it with me. I was watching it. It was last season. It was. No, sorry. Trying to see where it was. What's the? God bless America. I can't think
That
of it.
one.
I knew
of
don't
that
speak
one.
for a living, but try.
I know the new season is the No In House. I will remember the new one, the last season. No In House is a pretty good story. If you listen to it, go online, listen to it. They're actually turning it into a TV show. The person who did the last season did really, really well.
Are we talking creepypastas or SCPs?
Creepypastas. SCPs are completely different, and if they did a show on that, it'd be a
Oh,
little
they're
weird.
not going to be different. They're the whole thing. They're just categorized because there's a plot and an
Euclid's
agency.
and, oh yeah, no, trust me, I know the whole thing.
Maybe this will help you think.
It will. God damn it.
Oi.
I'm gonna
Pickle
remember.
juice.
Vaše zdrowie.
Zawasz zdrowie.
Na
There we go.
zdrowie.
No, I'm old.
That's really good.
You know,
I quite enjoy it.
I really don't take chasers. Not saying I'm cool or anything, but
Oh, you cool, man. You cool. You're like Chappie. You cool.
I
Check it
just
out, bro.
usually
I'm
don't
cool.
because it's just me. But the only
Yeah,
reason
you
why
don't-
I do,
You don't take chasers. You just dilute it with Coke.
damn right, I mix or I just take straight
Candle
shots.
Cove.
But the one chaser
Sorry.
I actually take.
That's the actual thing.
That's the
Candle
actual creepypasta, by the way, ladies and gentlemen.
Gotcha.
Candle Cove is the one.
Yeah.
Really, really good.
One
I
chaser
never watched
take.
the last episode. I got to
Just
catch up on that because I moved.
Because it
But
smells so
it's
good.
Now
It's so
or
good.
never.
It was really, really good.
No, I mean I took it, but
But what about
Never like
It's
you've
good.
done before?
It's about what?
What about
Pickle
Innsmouth?
juice?
Same thing.
Innsmouth?
That's an old
I won't take chasers.
H.P. Lovecraft story.
But
I have never seen that one. The only H.P. Lovecraft thing I've ever seen done
Yeah,
is,
I'm doing it now. but
Reanimator.
It's the pickle juice. Now.
and that was a
That's the only reason
good,
why I do
cheesy
it. It
movie.
just smells so good.
Fun story, minor story. There's a game called Darkest Dungeon.
Makes me want to eat
Yes.
a pickle.
That is what beloved. We might do some runs on the channel. We'll
It
see.
really does.
If people want to see it,
It's got
if
that
it's cool
sweet
enough.
thing
It's
to
cool
it.
enough, by the way. The narrator is well regarded in this game, and this is a man named Wayne June. And Wayne June, well, Wayne June talks like this. His voice is just locked at this register for all time.
So the guy who does the movie.
No, not like the ones like in a world. No, this is just rock bottom.
Ah, gotcha.
Gravely. So Wayne, when he does his shit, he does it well, and he also starts to sing. By the way, he does it pretty well too. But he did some readings of H.P. Lovecraft. So just picture the voice made of rock and shale and lava, coming from an ancient tomb long forgotten, narrating things that H.P. wrote down, describing how these two scientists found something behind the furnace and it wants to kill them, and when they run out of the house panicking and come back trying to take it down without the means of possibly being able to deal with the evil beneath the ground. That.
So that's like when, I still haven't seen The Dark Tower yet, but I was like, I've heard that.
Go on.
Nice. The guy I listened to has passed away, so his voice is my voice for Roland.
Yeah.
And so hearing
Oh, yeah.
Idris
Okay.
Elba do it, I'm like, that's not Roland. Roland seems gritty.
Yeah, I like
darker.
Idris Elba.
And
What? You sell them in quantities of 50? 50 bullets? That is unheard of.
Exactly.
Why? Any gunfighter would give a limb to have this many. What, 150 of what? 150 bullets. Sorry.
Yes.
Just a moment
book,
since I was...
book 2. Great part in book 2. Like, wait
I
a
lost
minute.
most of my hand, but I can still be a greatest gunfighter ever.
Like, this is just the excitement he has. But he does it in a good voice. Like, he's so calm, but like, holy shit. This is what happens in this world?
This is what happens next. You put the gun down, or I let daylight through you.
But
It's like Max Payne with classier.
yeah, much classier. And in an alternate dimension.
Same
That's-
abilities, though.
Yep. I didn't know that, though. I had a guy explain to me that pretty much that book links all of his stories together.
Yes, supposedly.
Yes.
But it's like, do you remember the second Matrix film?
Yeah.
Do you remember the hallway, the white hallway with all the doors?
Yeah.
That's what that book really brings you to. It starts off in its own room, and then it opens the room at the end with a door that takes you to that hallway. You're going, oh shit. I have
God, what are
everything
they-
and nothing.
Because I realized I had to read 5 other books to get who the fuck some of these characters were. Like, where are they at? Oh, they're talking about Salem's Lot. Okay, so I'll have to go read that one to get what this part's about. That's book 4. I haven't gotten to book 5, but at the end of...
All you gotta worry about is Bill flags the course of it all.
Yes.
It's all Bill's fault.
But you actually get to meet the turtle from It.
Really?
Yes,
Okay.
the time-dimensional turtle that has the world on its back.
Yeah.
That is Pennywise's dreaded enemy.
Uh-huh.
So you're like, oh, so Pennywise has an enemy, and it's a giant fucking turtle, and this is why Roland has been here before, and everybody can link in because he's the cause of all this. You're like, oh, that's great to know. Like, oh man, like a
Wait,
fucking
I'm
turtle.
the asshole? Oh, no.
Like, ah, son of a bitch, and all of a sudden, then it all starts over again. By the way, good comic book series that I've read is the Gunslinger. The comic books. It's a prequel to what happened. It tells you.
It is.
So he gives you a
Wait,
small
so
amount.
Court actually makes sense now?
It does.
I have one volume of it. I've read more because...
I have all the volumes, sir.
Whoa, what? Whoa,
Comic-Con.
What? So what about Merlin's Grapefruit now?
Oh, dear God. I've read all of them. Can I speak to them right now? No, I probably could not.
The best you could ever.
The best I could ever do. I remember enjoying them as I read them, but when I moved, I have not picked them up since.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a while back, and then before that, it was right after I got Comic-Con. So that was about 7 months ago.
Sounds like a rapist.
Who? You?
What?
Yes, Coin. Absolutely.
It was about 7 months ago. Sounds like a rapist. Like, okay.
You gotta give it 6 months before you come back and try it again.
That reminds
Odds
me
are
of,
they would have forgot it by now.
both those statements, for some reason, reminded me of R. Lee Ermey from Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
If you don't straighten out your grades in 6 months, I will come back and personally skull fuck you.
Oh no, the part where it's like, it's still wet. You guys have been having fun. Like, that part has always stuck with me in that movie. Like, he did it so well, but so creepy. It's like, damn, he got this bit down to a T, and this guy was a drill sergeant. And I thought he did that great. He made this phenomenal. Talking about, it's like, all he's talking about is raping a dead body, and that's completely wrong in so many ways.
Is that really?
Wow, you went there, didn't you? Necrophilia.
I mean, who are you hurting? Who are you hurting? In the case of these dead kids. Come on. Anybody? No? Okay,
No.
boo me.
It's
for
only
the
spiritually,
dead kids that I
right?
made up for this joke.
Thank you, Daniel Tosh.
Um,
Oh dear God, now I'm on
Then
the
I
right
will
part.
elect to fuck the baby a third time.
But speaking of horror movies, we did on Texas Chainsaw Massacre. They're also making another Stephen King movie. It's on Netflix.
Steam King, yes.
Steve King. Besides, his great horror movies as Shawshank Redemption, The Green Mile, Stand By Me.
Shawshank Redemption or Green Mile was not a horror movie.
He doesn't get
And
satire. You need more shots so you understand what I'm saying, sir.
More shots for the coin.
Yes.
I thought the more the worse.
For you, the better, because your liver functions at a normal rate, and then your brain can
Abnormal,
actually...
yes. You should be dead by now. Clinically, you should be fucking dead. But here you are to have some more.
Yes, it just pumps the alcohol, and your brain's like, oh God, it's the whole falling off
It's
the
the
muffin
blood
thing.
cells. It's
I am one with the gods!
But Stephen King's 1922 is a short novella done in 2007. I don't remember the book it is in. I don't remember the name of the book, but I know it was done in 2007. They're making it into a Netflix movie, and it looks pretty fucking good. And I don't really like a whole lot of things Netflix does. I mean, like the fucking debacled Death Note.
Stranger Things. I mean,
Stranger
does
Things,
anyone...
I haven't seen. I can't comment on that, but House of Cards...
From what you've
House
seen
of Cards?
of Netflix,
Yes.
you don't like what they do.
Most of the time. They've only
However-
done 7 Deadly Sins and Daredevil's about all I can give them credit
Oh my god, he only narrows it down to nerdy shit!
He does.
I've watched
he does.
everything
Sorry.
else, though. Like, I've watched some of their other stuff, and it's like, I didn't
I
watch
will
their
vouch
Spanish-speaking one, Club.
For House of Cards, I'll vouch for Daredevil. Many of their series I haven't seen, but a lot of their series have been kind of niche. Very much in the, hey, vampires are cool genre.
Are you talking about, like, Castlevania?
No, I'm talking about, like, was it Deadwood? Not Deadwood. There's another
Hemlock
one.
Grove.
Hemlock Grove, that's the one.
Yeah, that's actually the guy who played Pennywise.
Got to start there? Fantastic.
Yeah, Bill
Good.
Skarsgård.
Good for him.
Yeah.
In relation to the other Skarsgård?
Yes, that's his brother.
Brother? How
Well,
about son?
his father, his father's William Skarsgård, who was in... No, excuse me, I can't remember his dad's name. He was the good doctor in Thor, the older doctor. And in,
That's what I'm talking about, yeah.
Yeah, and his brother is Bill Skarsgård, who is the...
You said father then brother. This is confusing.
I can't remember the father's name, but Bill Skarsgård is the brother of his... No, he's the...
True Blood?
True Blood, thank you.
Scar-
What's his name?
Please, Kaya, save us from this shit.
I wanna
Sounds
say
Scar-
Eric.
Eric Skarsgård or something like
I
that.
don't
They're
know.
brothers.
It's a
Those two are
Skarsgård.
brothers, and their dad plays in fucking Avengers and Thor. Bite me if you
Thor Avengers.
Well, it hurts. Anybody? Aladdin?
No.
Okay.
No.
No,
It's
no
been
one
a
watched
long
Aladdin 2?
time since Aladdin. Aladdin 3, thank you. Aladdin the animated series with Mechanically.
Hercules, the man.
Remember that
animated
shit?
Series.
You're the
Yeah, I
only
do
one that
actually.
has kids.
Dude, that was back when I was my kid's age.
Oh no, I remember those animated series and they were not good.
They were
Aladdin
terrible.
were
Like
not
Timon and
good.
Pumbaa, they were terrible. All of them are like, Hercules goes to school. Like, who thought this was
Hey,
good?
Lion King?
Hey,
really?
but
Lion King the series?
the Lion King series was terrible. Timon and Pumbaa was terrible. But, fun fact, Hideo Kojima... Not Hideo Kojima. God!
Oh,
fucking damn
I
it!
wanna
I'm
see
on
that.
a roll of...
I
I'm
wanna
talking
see
like
that.
you
I want to see all that shit. Norman
can I
Reedus,
please-
sign me up.
now.
It's the alcohol. It gets you mixed up. Reversed.
Oh, the
It's
guy-
Alexander Skarsgård, by the way.
Thank
Eric
you.
is the character's name. I got it.
Alexander
Wow.
Scott.
I should know
Professor
that. That's
Solvig.
That's...
Hold on
wow.
here. I gotta type in Resident Evil because the guy who did Resident Evil did the Goof Troop game, which was based off the TV show. That was what he did before Resident Evil. He's like, I'm gonna make Disney cartoon games, and now I'm gonna make games about zombies. Like,
Yeah, those overlap really well.
They
These
do.
kids are zombies.
Like, what is this game about?
I mean, that's
two
hip-hop.
dogs
That's
going
hip-hop.
on an adventure that talk and are animated and have been around since the 30s. What's the next one about? Fucking zombies, man, and
Yeah,
some
man.
white cops and a mountain village and some shit. Like, okay, great, we'll go from there. Like, we got this.
I just said it's about hip hop.
It is. Is that like the Emancipation Proclamation? I'm sorry, son, you don't
I
listen.
don't listen to it.
Sorry, son, I don't listen to hip hop. Ah, good movie.
I can't say it's a good movie, but it is a classic at this
Oh,
point.
dear God, I'm going to break Google. I'm going to find the people at Google and be angry now. I typed in Resident Evil so I could find out who the producer of the
Oh my
game was so I could be correct here. And guess what it gave me?
What's that?
The movies.
Yes.
God
I mean,
fucking
that's the only canon story, is
Damn
the
it.
movies.
Did it give you any porn link?
Paul W.S. Anderson is the only Resident Evil there is.
Yeah. And his wife.
Yes. Lila Dallas, Multipass. His wife.
Did it give you Resident Whip?
Ah, okay.
What? Coin, what are you talking about?
Sorry, wrong website.
Wrong.
The things you browse are
Wow,
vast.
I should know
and
this.
deep.
Shinji Mikami.
Thank you. Thank you.
God, what happens when you
Yeah,
have
Shinji
Pickleback?
Mikami, you know, the guy who's like, hey, Vanquish is a cool thing. Remember that guy we saw in the credits and shot his face? That guy. Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
the one I was looking at was Sinji Necrophiliac, but whatever.
Mm.
Yeah, he was a great character. He did
Nekuro.
Castlevania.
I don't... Have they made more episodes since the first 4
Of
of Castlevania
no,
on Netflix?
no.
Okay.
They were all right. I watched those actually, and I saw him like, yeah, he's got a point. It's a lot of like, you killed my wife, you should get away. Nope, you didn't do that. No, I'm gonna kill you. Oh God, why didn't we listen? Okay, and these guys, he's a drunk.
That's
and-
pity to a point, but then... Oh, wait, you're skipping a lot of things. So, Dracula takes a mortal woman as his wife.
Yep.
He's like, I'm happy about this, actually. This is really good. I'm going to keep this. People are like, she's a witch. She a witch for straight up she a witch. Religion's how it's supposed to be. She a witch. And they kill her. And he's mad. And he says, okay, I'm super mad, but my wife said practice love and forgiveness. So I'm going to give you a year to get out. And they don't get out. They spend the whole year saying, we're cool. We got cathedrals and shit. We're the coolest people. So Dracula comes back and obliterates people.
He
Simple,
does.
right?
And then you find the...
You find a Beaumont
yes.
of some repute in some way, and he is just slouching around, doing nothing.
Drinking.
Clearly he's the cool guy, but he's escaping his fate, right? And he spends a couple episodes doing that, until he says, fine, I'll fix this, fine, I guess fine. But that's not much of a hero arc, not much of a plot arc. They have a good core, but they spend a lot of time posturing.
So, I realized what they have done. So instead of letting, so they did 7 Deadly Sins, a good first season. I was expecting the second season to be the same amount of episodes. There's only 4. But they've been doing that a lot with anime. When the anime they get is we're only picking up 4 or 5 episodes at a
You
time.
get a season. Oh, you guys didn't bankrupt yourselves and did okay. Fine, we'll do a second season.
It's
Wait,
like
they
Attack on
didn't
Titan.
write anything about this? No.
We didn't get past the first 4 episodes. Attack on Titan's we did the first season. Yay! Oh, fuck.
How far is the manga? Far ahead?
Way far ahead.
Wait, so what do you want to do about this? No, we can't possibly publish this. This is terrible.
We're going to make 2 movies instead.
Go back there and do a rewrite. I insist.
True. True to the core.
That's the business.
It is.
The artistry cannot succeed without somebody putting it on screen. Trouble is, you gotta please the business. You don't please the business, just don't come around. Simple as that. James Earl Jones taught me that.
Did he?
Yeah. Because Daddy is the breadwinner.
Did you hear what happened to James Earl Jones?
No. What happened to him?
So, a few years back, he was being celebrated in his hometown. And instead of saying, in honor of James Earl Jones, it said, in honor of James Earl Ray.
Yeah,
The
that's
guy
bad.
who shot Martin Luther King. And they were like, well, we fucked up on this one pretty hard.
That's a good
Oops.
second.
My bad, guys. We'll get this fixed. Or how they made a statue of Lucille Ball and it looked like Steve Buscemi.
Nothing wrong with that.
Same thing.
Pretty
Same
much.
thing.
That's what
Longer hair. Can't tell difference.
excuse me, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my gosh.
What?
What'd you find?
I just found an amazing thing on... Remember how we were talking about robophobia? I'm on Neopets, because that's what I'm into right now. Managing Irrational Fears. It's a book, and look at what the cover is. It's a clown. 35,000 Neopoints. That's pretty expensive, actually.
Dear God. That is pretty expensive. So, what fun games have we been playing, guys, since the last time we've done one of these?
I want to kill a clown simulator.
Okay, Find Your Daddy in the Shower Simulator. Got it. What about you there, Brow?
Funny story, I've been denied the privilege of playing many games that I want to because I don't have the time to sit down and commit to them. Because I want to finish
OMG.
Dishonored. I want to finish
OMG.
my second run of
Wait, Dishonored
Dragon Age
1 or 2?
1. My second run of Dragon Age Inquisition, I want to finish. I'm not able to. I want to get Shadow of Mordor off my hard drive, which means finishing it, and I'm not able to. Instead, I'm compelled to finish. I had finished StarCraft Mass Recall, which is the mod, which puts StarCraft 1's campaign into StarCraft 2. So you can play the old game in the new engine, which runs differently. I would say better, but it's subjective. And I'm now in the middle of replaying StarCraft 2. I'm currently still Wings of Liberty, the first third of the trilogy, if you will. And I quite love it. I love it. I love it to death. I can't stop playing it. And I am cheating my ass off at the moment to attain the experience I want. And the experience is lackadaisical at best. I've beaten it at normal, never beaten it on hard and brutal. And if we do play this in Shadow, because I feel the story is worth showing, at least to you, Chucks. Yes.
Yeah.
StarCraft 1, StarCraft 2. The gameplay can pretty much go fuck itself. Because you will not be able to appreciate it. It's fine. You don't care. You're not going to play MLG StarCraft. I'm pretty sure.
Wait. You're talking about me not caring, or the...
Yes, you.
Sir, I
Chucks.
love
Damn you.
Age of Empires, sir. I'm pretty sure I'd like that.
True. True.
We'll see. We'll see.
find out, sir. You'd be amazed. Sir, I'm on a Neverwinter kick, and you give me shit about that. So
Neverwinter, yes. A free-to-play, third-person MMO that has you going through dungeons upon dungeons upon dungeons to get the game money.
So here's why
go faster.
I'm not agreeing with that.
Okay.
Because I don't like talking to people, so I don't do dungeons.
Yes, I understand. You're skipping parts of the game because you're not that guy. But you think, I'm super this guy. You're not that guy.
I'm not that guy. I'm myself. And by being myself, I play the game how I want to by doing all the adventures that I
Oh,
can.
aren't you a beautiful snowflake?
Yes, I am, aren't I?
Well,
Like, hey.
once you see StarCraft, a game that's, maybe 19 years old now. Yes, Coin loves it. He says loves it. He hasn't played it in over 10 years, I promise you. You don't know.
I think I was probably 13, junior high, when I played it.
Yeah. No, I believe that. Just you
So
don't remember.
we've all grown up. These are the games that StarCraft was the games you guys played as your first like RTSs. I'm assuming.
I played
Trek.
a bootleg in Russia years and years and years ago. And I loved it.
StarCraft 2, from what I learned, which was the one, because I wasn't a gamer, so I didn't pay attention to the titles. But StarCraft 2 was the first RTS strategy game ever on a computer for me.
I thought, for you,
StarCraft
yes.
2, you say now. You were telling
I
me
believe
a
it.
little while ago.
Well,
It's got to be StarCraft.
You told me, no, it's this. And you show me a video, and I'm like, oh, wait, maybe you're right. StarCraft 2.
So for me, it was always Age of Empires. I had that when I was a kid, till my early teens to 11 or 12. That's why I like Age of Empires. And on top of that, I like to cheat, and I like to make myself laugh because I destroyed the whole Ottoman Empire with one card.
Yeah. Tuck, I remember.
Yeah, just it spins itself sideways, and all of a sudden it shoots magical exploding bullets that destroys everything.
Well, let me put it this way. So once upon a time, in original StarCraft, if you were a kiddie and you're like, hey, challenge is too hard, I'm 8 years old, I don't give a shit about this, you would type in power overwhelming, and then your units would refuse to take damage. And except the expansion, it worked. Your units were invincible, so you tramp an army, go forth and conquer your enemies. Well, later on, when Blizzard made Warcraft 3, they gave you the same option with a different cheat code. I think it was a good day to die, I'm sure. Maybe number 2, doesn't matter. But they changed something in the engine. It was a 3D versus a 2D engine. And all of your units would kill things with one hit. And something changed between something that can't die, a couple of Marines, some Hydralisks, a few Zealots, or Dragoons, that would just sit there taking the entire enemy base on by themselves and refuse to die. It took forever to win, but if you played right, you could make it a little bit faster. To any unit in any army in Warcraft 3, killing everything with one hit. And it felt fairly cheap, but you got the story. StarCraft 2 compromises on that by being like 12 years older than Warcraft 3. It gives everything a booster of about 4 times the power. So if you are a cheating bastard, like I'm being at the moment, then you are able to have a few units take on the match and go faster. You can also play the game in casual mode, which is not quite as easy as cheating your ass off, but quite a bit easier than normal play. So I mean, it's up to you when you see this content on the channel. If you want to see it in super ultra cheat mode, just to get the story bits, or play it on a fairly unchallenging basis. Because sometimes the game says, hang out here for 45 minutes or half an hour, just survive. Which you can do, but eats up time. Or you can steamroll everything. Now, you tell me, what's more interesting? What's more important?
Both.
Both?
Both.
At the same time?
At the same time.
Fair enough. Well, I mean, it might make for ultra lame viewing, but at the same time, nobody on YouTube dares to be quite so cheesy, right?
Correct.
Yes. Well, at the moment, my time is spent among 3 clickers, that being Zombital Remonstered, Realm Grinder, and Time Clickers, and playing a few StarCrafts here and there. Although, video game-wise, one that is on my radar, and this is a rarity, this is a PS4 title.
Yes.
That I am not able to play because I don't have a PS4. But I will, probably, in fairly short order. This is Gundam Versus. Does that surprise you at all?
No, it does not.
Okay.
Does it have IBO in it?
It does. It does have a little bit of IBO.
That's all.
And if the game succeeds, it will have more
You can play
DLC
it
for
first
more
time.
shit. You cannot play this first time, no.
Damn it!
You can play as one default version of the titular Gundam, the Barbatos, and if you pay some more money, you can pay as the second primary version of it.
You can pay?
You can pay.
You can pay as
You can pay to play.
Pay to play.
Yes.
Have I shown you the picture of his Gumbo purchase?
I have. I've seen him. He likes to show them off to us.
Sometimes.
I mean, like the stacks of boxes that have been purchased.
No.
No, I have
You
not
should
seen
do
the
that.
boxes. I know that because of the guy that he gets them from, he told me where the shop was, and I realized he has Dragon Ball in there. So I'm going to go nerd out sooner or later and probably have like 400 Dragon Ball builds sitting around in my room.
They have the Trunks capsule.
I did not know that.
The time capsule.
The one so far that I'm stoked about is Frieza. I don't know what it is about it. Just watching a little miniature Frieza in a capsule, like a hovercraft, just super exciting to me. Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta is like a disappointment. Like that doesn't count. Like that's a terrible.
Oh, he's powerful, but whatever. Who cares?
That doesn't
What about the
count.
little fat guy from space on a time machine? I want that.
Yes.
I like the one where it has a separate little figurine with
Oh, the ball in it?
Yeah.
Yes.
I was talking to our fellow man who sells this, TJ, and I was like, hey man, can I get, we've talked about this before, can I get Luffy? No, not really, but you can get the ship as a build. Sir, you've made my day. He's like, you can get the original Going Merry, or you can get the new one.
You
I'm
can get the you can get Figma Arts figurine from Luffy for the anniversary, or you can Going Merry as his Bandai kit. I think I'm happy.
Well, I was asked, like, which one? He's like, you can get both. Like, the original one? Yeah, and the new one they built. I get about shit in my pants. I'm excited, like, oh my god.
You can has. It is allowed.
I'm like, well, you getting any Gokus in? Yeah, I'm getting this. What about Dragon Ball Goku? I'm like, no. Sir, here's my paycheck. I'll just give it to you.
Let me just deposit this form to you right now.
I'll just give that to you. What about your house? I don't need that. I will have these.
I'll get these fucking things in a shoebox. I'll be happy.
I was just super stoked. Like, not often do I get excited about small things like that, but I was like, this is pretty awesome.
Well, I mean, I happen to have just picked up an order with a stack that Kai probably will show you. Maybe she has a picture of it. And I'm super happy about a 2005 kit, which is 12 years old now, mind you, of a ball. Do you know what a ball is,
Just
Chucks?
a ball.
Well, it is from the Gundam universe. It is basically the most simple EVA repair vehicle possible. That, in the time of war, was pressed into service by strapping a cannon on top. It is the goofiest shit you can think of. Not only that, I'm not just getting a ball. I'm getting one from a particular series, the 08th MS team.
At least 10 more added to this.
Holy shit. Is
At
that all the ones
least.
he's built and are building, or are these
Yes.
the ones that he needs to build?
No, already built.
Okay.
Those
I
are
would say-
done. Those are done.
I was waiting for, no, those are the ones he
10
hasn't built
more.
yet. Like,
Boxes.
Wow.
I got more shit to do.
wow.
Busy for the year.
No, I want to get back to something real quick before I get back to Gunpla.
Yeah.
So what is your biggest gripe about Neverwinter?
Mine?
Yes, because you give me shit so much before
I do.
Here
I
we
do,
go.
do. So
But
again,
I've never played Neverwinter 2, so
Once
for the
upon a
first
time,
Yes.
there was a game called Baldur's Gate.
Watch out.
And this was a gate set in Faerun, which was a world dubbed the Forgotten Realms in D&D. It was a top-down strategy game, action RPG strategy game, that had you craft a story, and the story was fairly different for the time. You were a god's son, in a sense. And this wasn't a happy thing because you were the son of a god of murder. You didn't know this. It was all a desperate gambit because the gods knew a calamity was coming, and they didn't want to die. So they sired replacements in mortal shells. So you spent the whole adventure saying, no, but I'm a real boy though. And then when that failed, you had to be the one who survived the contest from the trials of the world, because you want to do quests and help people, but also you had an older brother that really felt like he should be the one to succeed because all the bald children would have to kill each other off, and the victor would inherit the mantle of godhood. Yeah, you're the god of murder, but you're still a god, so that counts for something, right? Anyway, Baldur's Gate 2 happens, prolonging the story and creating some more interest because maybe one more sibling of yours was a bit cooler than you were and they want to have the job real bad. So more of the same, adventure gaming, right? Years later, a game called Neverwinter Nights pops up. Same company, new engine, 3D engine, looks really cool, highly moddable if you want to be a DM, and it creates a whole new campaign involving a province you've been to before, Icewind Dale. But the city of Neverwinter that's in there is yours to explore. So you have this spanning adventure of 3, maybe 4 acts if I remember correctly, that involves you, a prisoner, and nobody really, because you make your own class and background, but you still have to walk the same paths. Pretty much saving the city, for your own interests, or because it's the right thing to do, or for your god, or whatever. But you have this amazing adventure. The sequel never ran very well. Neverwinter Nights 2 didn't. But it had the same ambitions. It was highly, highly moddable. It offered you a lot of options and experience like the role-playing game does. And it gave you top-down control of the situation. Now, Neverwinter is a flavor cash-in of that universe. You get to play in that place, which is cool.
Yeah, sure. Protectors
But
only played in the city of
I give it shit because people who say, oh yeah, Baldur's Gate, like the one from PS2 where it was a top-down dungeon crawler slasher. Is that a bad game? No, not at all. But if that's all you know about the franchise, I feel like it's a straight reduction of what you could glean from the experience. Now, Neverwinter is a free-to-play MMO, which means it is going to try and crush down your time after you start the game. You get midways in, and you're like, oh, this is not very fun. Like, yeah, no shit, give us some money, it'll be super fun.
I still
Or
find it fun about that.
you can dump fun. Exactly. You can dump hours into it and be okay. I'm not saying you're not having fun. You are. You really are. I'm just sorry that your fun comes at this lame sauce, watered down knockoff of the thing that I used to love and enjoy.
I've never, once again, I've never played any of the other ones. Neverwinter Nights or Baldur's Gate. I do remember Baldur's Gate, hearing about it, never playing it.
Mm-hmm.
But what I found enjoyable about Neverwinter is that it's more of an adventure. Like it's not an MMO in my eyes. It's more of a hack and slash. Like I can hit L and R constantly because I played on the controller on the Xbox. I just started on the computer in case I ever do it on the show.
You should. It'll be fun.
Yes.
New sensations, here we come.
But the whole time it's just quick paced. It's not slow. It's not like a lot of MMOs or any RPG that I've ever played where it's slow paced. Set up your auto buttons. Like I've played Rift. Rift is a heavy MMO that I know as an MMORPG is like, hey, all right, 1, 2, and 3 is this. 4, 5, and 6 is this one. With this, it's like, hey, you have that, but it's quick pace. Like you, boom, 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 boom. L and R is constant, quick moving. You're hacking, slashing through. You have your companion. If you have whatever class you are, like right now on there, my character Belgos, who's a arcane, Scourge Warlock. It was a drone, I believe, is the class or the lineage or whatever the hell it is.
Okay.
Type of character. He. Just all I do is I throw my magic, I throw my paladin in, who is a companion of mine. He hack and slashes, and I use my magic to destroy things. I find it fun because it's like, hey, I'm playing multiplayer, just except my multiplayer is a random CPU. Yeah. I don't have to deal with people in that aspect.
You're going to a place with a bunch of players, and you're like, oh, good, no players. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, like I don't have to, like a lot of the people that play it, are in guilds. I'm not in a guild. I was in a guild with my first character, who was a great weapons warrior. He's a level 40, and was a huge. That's what got me into it. But my character was a hack and slash. All he carried was a two-handed sword, and he literally beat the shit out of everything with it. Just walking through, smacking it. It was all about power and everything like that. You never really got into the lore, so it was just a super simple game. And to me, it was like, hey, it's free to play also. So for free dollars and free cents. I didn't have to fork out any money, and I had fun. And it's not like Madden where I spend $60 and play a football game for 9 months, and then maybe potentially get bored at it.
Mm-hmm.
But
I understand.
With this, it's like, hey, I can come back every so often. I still know the controls. The controls are easy. L and R just remind me to attack buttons. My special buttons
and you're playing a melee class, by the way, a game that usually a game genre that means melee is pretty simple.
My great weapons warrior. My great weapons warrior is a melee character. My Scourge Warlock is not.
Yeah.
But I carry a paladin with me, so I can have him attack the characters while I sit in the back and throw my magic at constantly. So it's like, hey, I can throw L and R, which are distance magic attacks, and then I'll use my specials, which recharge about every 10 seconds. Mm-hmm. So I'll use my X, Y, and B buttons, take out the character. 2 or 3 characters at a time. My X button will kill most characters in one shot. My Y button will do that, and my B button does 1 massive damage, then it explodes around it. It's like a fiery. I can't remember the name of it. It's fiery something, but it does a lot of damage, and that's how I like doing it. Fiery bolt launcher thingamajigger, and it's super simple and it's easy. I don't have to sit there and go, all right, do I have to hit 1? And then if I hit 1, do I need to do this one back to back to back? I can remember it because I already know the controls. I'm learning the WASD keys with my paladin character on.
Oh, good. Finally.
Yeah, finally, I might be
After years of being a working professional, you understand the keyboard.
No, sir. I don't never say I'm a working professional because I've only had a computer for a year, which would be this great, powerful machine we're playing on now.
He's used to the controller.
But it was just easy for me to pick up, take care of, and be in an MMORPG.
One little thing.
I have been in groups where I've done dungeon crawling. Like, at the beginning of the game, you get a dungeon. You have a quest that's like, hey, pick up this dungeon key.
Yep.
You get 90
This is what dungeons are.
Yep,
the best shit happens here. Please come back.
Yep, you get a daily dungeon key. You don't have to pay for it. It's like, hey, you don't have to pay $50 a day for it, or $10 a day, or 5 cents a day. It's free. You get 1 daily, but you only get to do 1 dungeon daily. If you want to do more, you can fork out more money. Me, on the other hand, like, hey, look, I only can take care of, I only want to listen to humans for so long that I don't know. So it's like, hey, do you want to hear this guy nag at me because I went in with my Scourge Warlock and accidentally hit my special button on the wrong character and him cry about it for 40 minutes. Be a Leroy Jenkins. I don't want to be that guy.
I gotta be in there.
Yes, so
my team needs me.
I sit there, with my Scourge Warlock when I get higher levels. Yeah, maybe when I have to do the dungeons, I might do it, but for the past 4 years this game's been out, and every year they add on to it with new adventures that don't cost you money.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no microtransactions.
Think of that model, and consider the Destiny franchise.
It's completely different. Because you have to buy more. You have to, we got this new expansion. You got to pay
No.
$60.
It's the same, but it's worse.
That's what I'm saying. It's worse for the mere fact that, hey, we dropped an expansion. Like the Taken King, when it came out in the first Destiny game, you got to spend $60, or you can pay me $40 with the $60 game you already bought, and
get all the stuff eventually.
Get all the stuff, yeah. So
is
that's
it just me, or is the buzz quieter about the sequel?
Not really. The buzz has been a little bit more hyped just for the mere fact that people we work with play it a lot, and they keep trying to convince me to play it. Also, on top of the game, one of our gentlemen, a friend of the show, Saints Nation, who works with you there, Brow.
He does.
He is like, I need to get on Paragon, which is on PS4.
Well, see, again, people say things like, hey, I'm max level in a game all about bringing up more hours out of you.
Yep.
I think to myself, do these people not understand this? Okay, you're max level for now. What does that mean for you? It means they'll add some more stuff, and you won't be anymore. And you'll stress about it. Like,
I'm perfectly happy with it.
I gotta be the strongest.
See, that's the difference between me when I play those games and other people. I'm not that guy. I'm not like, oh god, like, hey, look, they want to add more hours? Great, I'll keep playing the game.
If you enjoy it. Trick is, you're not enjoying it.
I enjoy it. I don't do it for that reason. Like, oh, hey, they added more stuff. Great, there's more free shit I can play. Now, if it was a game that was like Destiny...
No. They add more free shit. They're like, I can't beat this. I just gotta put more hours into this.
I have no problem.
I
would much rather take hours than I would...
gear.
That's what I'm saying. I'd much rather take hours than I would money.
Ooh.
If somebody said, hey...
Tell your employer, they get you for cheap.
Well, what I'm saying is like, hey, pay me $60 and I'll give you this add-on, or, hey, we gave this add-on for free. Mm-hmm. I would much rather... You just have to spend your hours. You have to spend your time when you have free playing this. I'll take that any day, because I know it's going to be the same thing plus money with the other one. Like, hey, we just dropped this new DLC, Taken King for Destiny. We dropped it. We added it where you can buy the DLC plus the game for $49.99, or you can just pay me $40 for the new expansion. Mm-hmm. And then you have to give me your hours plus the money for the expansion. For me, that was... I worked at GameStop at the time when that came out. I bought it for about $20, I think. For me, that's fine. For a game that I only played for 2.5 weeks for about 8 hours a day, I was like, I'm burnt out of this. I don't find this fun. I find it stupid. The equipment isn't good enough. Like, with anytime I get something on Neverwinter, it's always better. And if it's worse, it's only a little worse. It's not like on Destiny, it's like, this shit's level 1 grade and you're a level 20. Like, it kind of pissed me off. Like, I was getting shit.
Have you seen the parallels here? So many console gamers got their first cherry, their first MMO expansion cherry pop with the expansion. They were so upset about it. Like, what do you mean? My time is useless? Yes. Your time is useless because the game is advanced. Pay us more money.
Yeah, so speaking of microtransactions, so the big thing, like, everybody's rating, the big one is NBA 2K18. Like, it's a great game. Like, all these game journalists are rating it high reviews. 8.8, 9.0s, some people 10s. And then when you get the average player who plays the game, 3.3, 3.2. The biggest reason?
Ooh.
Microtransactions. Anything you want to do. You need this new dunk? You gotta pay me $20 to get it.
I can do the thing.
You want to play this? You want to do this? It's another $5. You want these type of shoes in the game? That's another $2.
That's right.
They microtransaction the fuck out of that game, and everybody's like, dude, this is ridiculous. Like, NBA 2K18, the newest one.
Excellent.
So the new basketball game from 2K Sports. 2K Sports back in the late 2000s, early 2010s wasn't known for that, and then about 2012, shit went sideways. Pretty much like, hey, we can make more money by doing this. You're gonna pay me $80. You pay me $150 for the Super Mega Deluxe Gold Edition, and that gets you 150,000 Zen points. Zen being the currency in Neverwinter.
Yeah.
But in NBA, it's like that gets you 5 moves. What? 5? That's great.
Well, it's simple. When you're kids and nothing's going on, you're like, yeah, I'm going to grind this out. And then when you're adults, part of the workforce, you're like, no, this is stupid. Here, let me get my card real quick.
Yeah, that's my thing. Like, big one that I'm super stoked about. You told me to get the deluxe edition of was Cuphead. I'm hoping to get on this channel here in a couple weeks.
Did I tell you that? Did I tell you that?
What?
Deluxe?
Yeah, you told me to get the deluxe edition. I get a vinyl I get songs is what they give you. It's like I'm not paying. It's only $7 extra on Steam, and I'm like, do I want to pay $7 extra to get it on Steam, or do I just want to suck it up and just get the game? I'm just gonna get the game. I'm gonna get it on Steam
because that doesn't sound like me. Say, yeah, get the coolest.
I think you were being facetious, and I found it hilarious.
So it's like, as challenge accepted. Here's my money.
Pretty much, I was like, do I want it? And I looked at it. I was like, all I get's a vinyl record. Like. I'm buying it on Steam. I was like, what is Steam going to do? Send me a vinyl record through the mail?
No.
Like, we need your address. That's my point. Like, I'm
floppy disk.
Download it on iTunes. Like, fuck this. I don't want a vinyl deluxe edition. I'll just buy Cuphead normal. And that's the big thing for me is I don't want multiple microtransactions in anything. Like, it's fucking retarded.
That's the whole point, sir. Multiple.
I thought you were just visible. I cannot see you. Unfortunately, I see your shoulder and a robot. I was like, oh yeah, okay, cool. But with Neverwinter, it doesn't, like, hey, you can do this, but you don't have to do this. The game doesn't stop.
No, it doesn't. It just gets a little bit slower.
Well, no.
Yeah.
Not yet. So
not yet. Not from what you've seen.
Not from what I've seen. Not yet, because, like I said, I'm a couple years behind.
Correct.
I'm about 2 years
You're getting
behind.
the most refined possible experience, but just because your ride's easy does not excuse everything else.
Everyone else, though, it looks like they forked out a lot of money. I know when the PlayStation released it last year, you can find a lot of those ones looked up when you look up Neverwinter gameplay. A lot of them are PS4 because it came out last year, so it went 2003 on Steam and PC, 2015 Xbox, 2016 on...
Wait, 2003?
2013.
Okay.
Sorry, if I said 3, it might have been 13. 2013, and then 2015, then 2016. PS4 was last year, so a lot of those are the new lookups. And when you see it, like, hey, we've given some people early access, you get this blue tiger that would normally cost you like 50 Zen or something.
Sure, mounts, yeah.
Yeah, so like, hey, you get a new mount. But they give you free
Chucks,
mounts.
I mean, I'm just going to tell you, you're super new to the MMO format, and it's
I am.
charming, and it's innocent, and I don't want to quash that, but I need to quash that.
Yeah, you need to quash it now, sir, if you're going to tell me something different. I'm going to move over here.
Do it.
So that way I can talk a little bit closer to the microphone, and that way I'm more eligible.
Eloquent.
Audible is what I meant to say, sir. Sorry about that.
Audible.
Audible. This is like my eye eagle moment there.
Eagle. Go on.
I get it. I mean, the game is meant to have you purchase these things. I'm a cheap fuck. I have kids. I don't want to buy, spend more than what I have to. So that's my thing. I got 3 mounts. Do I need anything more than those 3 mounts? Fuck no, I don't. And I got them for free.
You don't need mounts, period.
You technically don't. Not with the Scourge Warlock. Your Scourge Warlock pretty much flies across the whole fucking field. And if you update everything, like upgrade it, so you have multiple upgrades. You have feats, and then you have your power settings, which is your skill tree. In your skill tree, you can reduce the speed, or you can up your speed, and then in your feats, you can reduce how much is taken at a time. So I have maxed out the time taken. I have not maxed out the speed I can do. But it's only like speed up by like 2%, so it's not much faster, but I can run
It's a small multiplier, yeah. This is familiar.
I can run as fast as a horse, well, levitate kind of, as fast as a horse, but only for a short amount of time. Your horse goes 50% faster than what you normally run.
Well, to give you a comparison, once upon a time, the Old Republic, Star Wars, was a pay-to-play game. And then it went free-to-play. And they said, listen, if you want to give us some money, we will make you a privileged member. But they hobbled the players to run at like 2/3 the speed of normal speed, unless you pay. And if you pay, cool, yeah, you get to have the normal 1-to-1 experience. You can play for free, but I hope you're patient. That was their whole point.
So I think I did that to myself. I am running on satellite internet. So I get disconnected a lot. That's my biggest issues. Running on the satellite internet, it's very tough to play that game because I get disconnected a lot because it's like, oh, wait a minute. One, you already have a lag, and then on top of that, because it's starting to process, and then you ran out of your gigs, you're lagging even more.
Not the genre for you, but
but it's still fun. I mean, I still enjoyed it. I'm at a level 30 right now.
I'm going to find some single-player RPGs for you to enjoy, sir.
I tried finding Dragon Age, but for some reason, the phone number it has on my account for EA Origins isn't my phone.
Dragon Age 1 and 2 are on Steam.
No, the only thing Dragon Age Origins was only on Steam.
Okay, that's good enough.
I was going to play it, and I was like, well, I've never played the other ones. I don't know what's going on. Do I need to know the lore?
That's the point, yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure.
The first one's the best one.
It's just, trust me, I've played a lot of games like Origins, and all of a sudden it's like, I already knew all this. Like, I could have just played the first one and not have to deal with it.
Well, this is why you talk to your friend Browbeat, and he tells you all the shit.
Yeah, I could have probably messaged you and be like, hey, buddy. Like,
hey, is this okay?
Is this a good one to play?
This is all that's worth it. Oh, okay, thanks.
I mean, it was only at the time, I think, $20, which, hey, I'm more than willing to pay $20 for a game like that. But I wasn't sure if it was third person. My biggest thing is I hate first person view.
Yeah.
Because especially when you do
Good news. All of Dragon Age is third person. Or more. Thank you very much.
But the thing is, when I see in first person, it just seems like it's too motion. Like, the motion is way too fast.
It's too motion.
It's too much.
Put it on record.
Yeah, too motion.
First person is too motion.
Too much motion. Too much fast-paced motion.
From the left and less motion. Is that all they said?
Yes. And they also said, your daddy catch a bullet.
Catch the bullet.
Catch a bullet.
Beautiful.
But,
so Chucks needs more better games to play that aren't exploitive his time. Don't insult his intelligence.
I just don't like microtransactions. That was my biggest thing.
Yeah, you're playing one that's mired in microtransactions.
But
I've gotten MMO.
But I've gotten in late where it's like, you really don't need them right now until later on. Like, okay, if you maxed everything out, are you level 70? Are you on the new adventure? Probably need to use some money here. And am I ever going to do that?
No, you don't.
No, I'm not.
You just need to get the right gear.
That's my
point.
point.
To get the right gear, you gotta have the right money.
That's the thing. Like, I don't ever see myself doing that. Like, I can't.
Yeah, don't.
Like, my Great Weapons Warrior, like...
It's a black hole. You never come out on top.
I quite enjoy my Great Weapons Warrior, but I realize that he is pretty much just your tank. So there's no such thing as defense with him. Like, with your paladins and stuff, hey, your defensive armor. What, your Great Weapons Warrior?
You just said he's a tank.
Yeah, it's pretty much like a tank.
He's all defense.
What, your Great Weapons Warrior?
That's your terminology in MMOs, sir. If he's a tank, he's not damage, he's tank.
Oh, excuse me. He's attack. That's all he is attack. Sorry.
Okay, DPS. That's the terminology.
DPS. Yeah, my
damage
bad.
Per second. DPS.
Yes, I'm learning terminology now, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, I fellow coworker of ours is willing to get on riff with me, and he's been trying to teach me terminology.
You know, at this point, if you get onto World of Warcraft, you'll have a very easy time.
Are you saying
exploring and doing stuff and getting the experience of leveling?
That's $15 a month that I really don't want to spend.
A game that costs you $30 to $45 a month. Or 30 to 45 total, because you'll be done in a few months' time.
Good point.
Or you might stay there and be like, I want to do more of this. That's up to you.
I mean, we do have a subscriber of the show that it's been playing it for 12 years.
Yeah.
When did it come out? 2003?
It's close. I won't say 05, but...
05? I don't know. I remember being on it, and I hate the game for the mere fact that they wouldn't let me have Harry Balzac as a character.
Well, you're a crude bastard who just needs to show himself. Say, I'm crude.
I pretty much. I was a kid. I was a teenager.
I know.
At the time,
you have a sore spot. I understand that.
Yes,
and you don't have to hang out with that. But if you want to, well then, more's the
I
pity.
use it as an excuse. Is it really the reason why I don't go on? No, I've actually thought about doing it to fill my time. Like,
you're allowed to unsub. That's the point.
Yep.
And I use that as an excuse for many, many years. Like, no, this is stupid. I don't want to. This is just the worst.
Well, that was the thing. Like, I got a lot of people. I liked World of Warcraft when I played it. I could have played it every day. No, I couldn't. But the person that got me into Rift was like, "Hey, do you like World of Warcraft?" Yeah. Well, you'll probably like this. And then I picked a character called a Warlock. I'm picking a Warlock. Everybody knows what a Warlock is. Why did I ask?
Nobody does.
Yeah, it's like nobody knows what it is. And then he's like, "Oh, you picked a really tough character." What?
Super tough. It just requires more than 3 key presses.
Well, he was like, "Well, your character, you have I have a tank. It's all defense. It's an elemental warlock." And he's like, "Yeah, great. It's great, but that's not what I would recommend for you to have done. But hey, if you got it, I'll help you." Unfortunately, I'm not high enough level yet to get where he's at. I'm only like level 5, and it's like you gotta be like level 20 and above.
Sure.
And I'm kind of frustrated. It's like, God damn it, I need that help. So I know what I'm doing, because I'm still trying to learn controls and WASD keys and shit like that.
Keyboard's confusing.
It is. Like, you need to hit F. Like, God damn it. No,
where's the F key?
Pretty much, like, oh God, well, I have to look at it. But I've also realized, like, alright, I've set my keys 1 through 0 to do stuff. So I literally just go down the list, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 9 and 0 I never touch. 7, 8, 9, up to 8, 9, 1,
yes.
2, 3, 4.
Yes.
And that's all I do. I just sit there, like, alright, I got like 5 guys.
If you had a 32-function mouse, you could just do that from your mouse.
Someone told me that. He's like, all you need to do is just set it up where it does that automatically for you. Like, you can set up a hot button key or something like that.
Yep.
I was like, really? He's like, yep, all you have to do is just hit 1 button, and it automatically does that for you. You never have to touch it again.
But that's difficult. I don't want to do that.
Well, I never knew that. I was like, really? They're like, dead serious. I'm like, oh, man. I was like, good things.
Things you learn.
Yeah.
From people who want to help you.
Like, yeah, no, but that's the thing. Like, Neverwinter, I'm trying to find people to play with, so if anybody plays it on there, please come join me. I have no problem playing with you, even though I don't.
What's your username?
My username is Nutchucks. My character's name is Belgos. Belgos.
Belgos.
Belgos, and he's a drum. I believe that's the type of what would you want to call that?
Contra.
Race. Drom.
Drong?
Drom.
Old Master Drong?
Yeah, he's like an elf-looking thing.
Okay.
But yeah, I do like how my character looks like a poor homeless person because it's like, oh yeah, you got all
like you do. It's fine.
Let's go back to your name.
Belgos.
Bridget.
I didn't pick it. Automatically given. My character's name on the Steam account, sir, is Nutchucks. So you okay there, bud? Yeah.
No.
You just look like you were
Feel
holding your
messed
gut,
up.
like you feel sick or something.
Oh no.
Okay, just want to make sure. Character's Nutchucks on there, but my companion on my Belgos character is Nutchucks the Paladin. Just to be funny.
Nutchucks the Paladin.
Yep.
Praise to him, Nutchucks.
He's, well no, let me rephrase that. He's not a paladin. Crap.
He's not the thing that
He's
I
not the
said he
oath-bound
is.
paladin. He's the other, I can't remember the other type of, because that type of character wasn't on the Xbox version. So there are different characters on each one. That I just realized. You have the oath-bound paladin is the one that you can only carry with a shield in the Xbox version. And then, I don't remember. Not Great Weapons Fighter. I don't remember what it's called. And I just picked it. Dear God, I'm terrible.
Words, man. Words.
Words.
Do the thing.
We have words.
Well, I shoot all these robots.
Yes. Well, I don't remember what the character's class is, but his name's not Chuck. So if anybody wants to
Okay.
play on there with me, go right ahead.
I'm sure they're truly inspired to play with you after that display.
After that display of forgetting.
I know what I'm doing. Actually, I don't. Please help me.
Not on the computer, I don't.
Kai found that amazing meme recently, which is when you're a teen, you say things like, "Don't tell me what to do," and then you pass 20, you're like, "Please, please tell me what to do, please."
That fun thing that I found when I was a kid, working with my father as in construction, was first thing you should always do if you need help is ask for help.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason was, if you don't do that, I'm going to kick your ass from here to Timbuktu because you broke somebody's stuff and now I have to pay for it.
Yes.
So I learned
Good
very
reasons.
yeah, very good quickly, like, don't break other people's stuff and ask for help. Because he was like, pick this French door up. And I was about to crush myself as a 12-year-old trying to pick a French door up, who weighed 160 pounds, as it's tumbling back on me like, hey, what should you have done? I should have probably, I needed help. Why didn't you ask? Why didn't you ask for it? Okay, you know why you should have done that? Because it was too heavy.
You just fucking broke it, and I owe the man
Pretty much,
$700.
If you would have broke that, that would have been a $700,000 door. I don't have that money. That's coming out of your ass, literally and figuratively.
I will find some way to employ your ass to make that money.
Pretty
Do
much.
you read me, son?
It's like you'll be working all summer not making any money. Like, oh. Like, good job. Like, oh, okay. Learn quickly.
No door costs that much.
What?
That's more than the house. $700,000.
No, $700 to $8,000.
Okay, I'm pretty sure.
Not
you said
700,000. No,
107.
$700 to $8,000. Sorry, I speak really.
The
really
government
quickly.
bunker that saved us from the world's end
It's
cost
made
that
out
much.
of pure gold, actually. Our store manager bought a door for about $5,000. I didn't know if you guys ever noticed that. By the way.
Yeah.
And it was all scuffed the hell up. I was impressed with that.
Mhm.
Like, we're gonna make this very expensive door and then send it in to you,
That's
all
an
damaged.
insane amount for a door.
How
That
much?
is a very, very nice
Wood
door.
and glass.
There's a, it's 100% wood, and then they carve it out and they put all this nice fanciness into it, stain it, nice brick mold around it, and it was about $5,000. We carry doors that are wrought iron that we can get for $10,000.
Wow.
They're heavy as shit. I've only heard of one self do that, and that was from one of our fellow associates.
Crazy.
$10,000 for a door. Nuts.
Well, at the end of things,
Yep.
Gundam Versus. On a platform I can't play at the moment. That
Well,
a
you
coworker
can.
of ours, once again, wants to, friend of the channel, a coworker wants to participate in tournament-wise. That I'll have to research. It's a team-based or a solo third-person action game that includes many popular and some less popular suits from across the whole franchise, involving special attacks, unlockable assist characters, cool new weapons, and what you expect. I'm looking forward to it whenever it is that I actually get my hands on it. Otherwise, like I mentioned, finishing up my catalog of unfinished games. And Coin,
Still working on my stuff.
which is Battlestar Galactica,
Mm-hmm.
and a mod you installed for GTA, I believe,
Yeah.
which does what?
5 or 4.
5.
What's it called?
CLSPDFR mod.
It is what?
It's the police mod for GTA 5, where you could just beat up people, shoot people, do call-outs.
Oh, be a
Fun stuff.
GTA cop.
Mm-hmm.
It's the best.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. There's many mods. Earthquake mods, monsters, zombie mods that do GTA 5. I just picked this one.
Gotcha. But you like it
Yeah, well,
so far.
So
At 50 frames a second.
yeah. 40.
40. Good.
No,
40's playable.
40 to 75,
All right.
depending on.
40 to 75, that's a wide range.
So, between that, Battlestar Galactica, which is a cheesy sci-fi mod, or, I'm sorry, cheesy sci-fi game, or XCOM 2. Three projects I'm playing right now. Which I'm, still learning.
You're still learning.
Still learning. Because these are all brand new, actually, to me. So.
It's fun to discover, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Eventually you'll understand Skyrim. And Chucks, what are you going to be playing?
Oh god, there's a lot. Like right now I'm playing Neverwinter, like we just talked about for the past 20 minutes.
You shit. Fine.
Yes. But I also have the Mad franchise. I'm just waiting on one other person. That'd be our guy, Saints Nation, friend of the channel.
Mm-hmm.
Or depending on if you play with them on PlayStation, Saints Nation.
Spelling is not a strong suit.
Nope. We have that. I'm waiting for him to get on there, and then the Madden franchise will start. There will be a streaming franchise for anybody who wants to watch. I'll be streaming that probably 2 games to 3 games a week, depending on how fast they can play theirs or what they do. But I will be streaming mine. I don't know about them. That's their choice.
Sure.
On top of that, I got Cuphead coming up and Inside are 2 of the games I'm playing. Cuphead coming out next Friday, so maybe you might see a Grimecast with that first before the game actually comes out. I got to complete Inside first, and then after that, probably an RE or Batman.
Back to Batman. I support that.
Yes.
All right, sounds good. Kaya, what are you doing for your fun times?
I'm a little behind the times, so I'm still on Xbox 360. I am enjoying Fallout 3 and trying to really go through Skyrim as much as I have with the other Elder Scrolls games, so that's really all I'm working on. Saints Row.
Mm-hmm.
Saints Row 3. Finally.
Big worlds.
Yeah.
Some have more guns than others.
I like to find all the Easter eggs and all the little nooks and crannies.
So you're a completionist.
Yeah.
She's our Gerard.
Yes.
Kind of.
Should look over the beard, actually.
There's an Easter egg actually found in Morrowind that I have not found on the internet yet, which is finding a corpus walker in the middle of the ocean. Like you go way out. And
What is a corpus walker?
At the bottom of the ocean. It's basically a zombie. It's what you find on the Death Mountain.
Which
Red Mountain.
quadrant of the map is it?
I don't remember. It's like it's been a while.
You gotta post that shit. You gotta be like,
I
hey
know.
guys, who has seen this
nobody
dead
else
man?
find it? Yeah, he's
Have
just
you-
kind of sitting there at the bottom of the ocean. He's alive. You can fight him.
I don't know how many of you guys have played Resident Evil 4.
I have.
You have. So have you heard about the new Easter egg they just found?
No.
So the game's been out for what, 12, 13
Something
years?
like that. A
Yeah.
while.
It's been out a while. So if you go to one of the stages and zoom in with the scope, there's a guy in a green hoodie waving at you at the end of the thing. So you're literally far out as you can.
Across the level.
Yeah, across level, in the far background, you just zoom in and there's a guy in a green hoodie. They're like, who is this guy and why did it take 12 years to find this?
And will he buy it from you at a high price?
Yes, he will. And it's probably what he's doing. Like, hey guys, check it out. I got this cheaper. I'm not price gouging. He's not the only guy here.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Well, we gotta give it some time, play some more games, and report back on in our Grimecast with
Nutchucks.
Kaya.
Coinbeener.
and Browbeat. And we'll see you folks merrily next time.
See you guys.